Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to your first half of November readings and the Tarot, Oracle, and Love Connection guidance and messages that come through for every single sign. As usual, for those that are new, welcome to my channel. I hope you'll hang out and stick around and resonate with the messages coming through. Something I love to do and I've been doing for so many years, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And I'd be so grateful to have you be a part of my tribe and like-minded, group. So, yeah. So what I do is I pick, for those that aren't, familiar, I have a format. I pick a featured sign every day until I go around the zodiac wheel, from Aries to Pisces. Though this month I have said it to all my other, videos that I did start with Pisces because during the incredible conglomerate of retrograde planets, Mercury, of course, being one of them, I was not able to upload the Pisces last video, the last two attempts for the beginning of a month of October, as well as the second half. I mean, it was days, and it was just for reasons that aren't always able to be explained, okay? So didn't give up. It eventually happened, and I just felt like I owed it to Pisces. I also have a Pisces rising, so there is a sense of empathy there as well. But yes, so that happened this month. But generally, it's Aries to Pisces. And then what happens is I read four major categories for the featured sign and a highlighted connection that Spirit always brings through right in front of you. I throw the dice, and it's a person or circumstance or an energy of that particular sign that's imperative and necessary for you to know about. And it doesn't mean a romantic necessarily. It's a relationship or a connection of love of all different forms. It's all inclusive when it comes to love connections and my readings. And then I pick four major categories that express that particular highlighted / all your relationship, maybe questions you may have. And then I read and finish the three oracles this time. I usually switch these up between the beginning of the month and the end. So I'll express and let you know what my divinations are, because they're beautiful. And I if you ever want to know, I like to share that with you. So today we are on the beautiful balanced striving, I should say, and love seeking, of course, cardinal Venus ruled sign, air element of Libra. Now, we just finished Libra season. We are full tilt in Scorpio season, yet we do have, well, that's not true. I'm recording these the last 2 days of October. And I just want to say that Mars, the warrior planet, the planet of aggression and power and strength and, fortitude and energy and drive and everything else you can imagine, the ruler of Aries, actually, and definitely historically the ruler of Scorpio, the season we're in now, has just gone into Scorpio. So, Scorpio is not a wimpy sign. Scorpio is a fixed sign. Scorpio has incredible intensity and power and determination. It is a water sign. And of all the water signs, which is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, there's a lot more depth than meets the eye. There's that mysteriousness. There's the secretiveness. There's the absolute desire for transformation in the realm and the lives of the Scorpio and those around them. And there's great love, and there is great sexual, physical intimacy kind of energy that's usually with Scorpios, but I would say even more so during your, solar return and your birthday season, which is going to be it started on the 23rd of September. It's now through the 22nd of November. So, as far as romance and all that, I would say it's heightened for most relationships, but it doesn't mean it's an absolute. If you're not in a relationship, it could be this incredible self-understanding and love and appreciation and value, because that's a huge thing for Scorpios is knowing and understanding what you put forth and the energy about that and what you receive back. Very shrewd and very, very interested in amassing wealth and knowing the ways to do about it and the ways to go about it, excuse me. So beautiful. And here's the thing. The new moon will be in Scorpio on the 4th, so it's right around the corner, and that's always, every new moon is about new intentions and ways that you can utilize that new energy for beginnings and transformations and everything I've spoken of. It's just really powerful, and when you have the energies of the planets working in your favor in those areas of new times, new starts, new relationships, new understandings, it's just all the more better, okay? And you can use it if you choose. There's always that option. That is your choice. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of possibilities for the changes you've been wanting or thinking about doing. And they go deep, and there's truth revealed in the process. And yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful and exciting. And not to mention, we have the start of the eclipse season coming up. That's the second half of November. I'll go more in detail of that in the second reading of the month. But Libra, we just finished yours. So we went from Mars being in your sign. You still have Mercury in your sign. That's the mind. That's the thoughts and the ideas and the ability to move and shake and connect and create and have that clarity now that Mercury has stationed forward. It was in your sign, retrograde, Libra. So I think things are starting to feel like they're making more sense. There's more clarity in conversations and, communication, which is key as well for Mercury. And that's beautiful because there was a slowdown. It was during basically your whole, birthday season. But it was about introspection and really figuring out things and kind of revisiting things that maybe you weren't paying so much attention to, or maybe you just put to the side. Well, it gave you that chance. So yeah, well then there's the whole aspect, like I said, of the eclipses. They bring things in quickly, they change things. We're in the shadow period. I think I had a little touch of the eclipse because I had a real change kind of tower moment that happened this past Monday. And I injured my wrist, but not terribly, not a lot. And I can still certainly do readings, which is a godsend, blessing. But also it doesn't necessarily mean I will be away from my job as a massage therapist for too long. I think it's about 2 weeks. I believe it's 2 weeks, and therefore it shall be, right? That's my goal. That's what I try to truly emanate to the people and my viewers watching, because it really does work that way. And time again, I find this to be true. So powerful energy during November for you. Exciting energy, transformation. Every moment is transforming, of course, but this is the month of the real deal, okay? So, and being very, very honest and upfront with yourself and others, of course, in the way you speak and standing up for what you feel is still important. Scorpio being in your second house, Libra, now in this season, and Mars and everything, it's not a bad thing. Its second house is the house of finances and money and how you, create it for yourself and how you receive it and your feelings about it and the energy around it and everything. And it could be quite prosperous for you if you really want this and you want to put that intention out for that new moon on the 4th. So let's see what your highlighted connection that Spirit wants you to know about specifically for the first half of the month anyway. And remember, these energies, for example, the full moon in Aries, which was on the 20th of October, people are still feeling the effects. That was huge. It was your polar opposite, Libra. And it always has been. It's directly across from you on the, zodiac wheel, which is what our polarities are. But they're what draw us to each other. They're what help us to grow and, and recognize the differences can be quite compatible and complementary and exciting in a lot of ways, especially with Aries and being in the relationship sector. So I think a lot was unraveled in our relationships of all forms. And it shined a light on the truth. The other thing is that Aries is a Mars, ruled sign, the first sign of the zodiac, representing a cardinal sign, as you are, Libra, where you initiate the season of that particular time of year. With Aries, it's the first season, being spring. It's new, it's fresh, it's youthful. It's truth, it's authenticity, and that's exactly what, Aries, and their impulsivity is like a child. I want this, and it's going to happen, and it's just like I'm making it happen. It's kind of cool, and it's also just, they don't know any other way, and they're very confident and they're great in their passions as well. So when it comes to relationships or work or family, it's who doesn't want that kind of energy? You want someone who really wants to work hard and really provide and, be strong and confident and exude that to you. so that you too can pass that energy on, or, it passes on to you, I should say. But that was really, really beautiful in a lot of ways. And it also could have brought up the fact that maybe there were people you knew very clearly that you did not want to be a part of anymore. It kind of canceled that out, which is actually beautiful, right? We all know we have people that we still associate with and we feel kind of not so great, but we still do it. And so I think a lot of that is starting to really dissipate. And you're like, nope, I'd rather have less and quality than bunch and not so much quantity. You know what I mean? So that's just some food for thought. But Spirit would like you to know about this particular highlighted connection, like I said, for reasons I don't know, but you can always share with me. I'd love to hear your feedback. That's always a very important thing to me with my channel, which is another reason why I love doing the readings and such. I appreciate all of you that do connect with me very much. So, for you, beautiful, beautiful Libras. Venus ruled Libras. Now, Venus is not just about love and magic and beauty and, aesthetics and feeling good and everything. It's money. It absolutely is. So, that's still in the mix. And I didn't mention, but we have Sagittarius, Venus, the planet of love, your ruling planet, and everything I mentioned in Sagittarius right now. Now that's about optimism and Jupiter ruled kind of incredible luck. And if you put something out there and you want something to happen, I mean, it could just with this eclipse and Uranus being in the picture, it'll be in Taurus, which is, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, and it's also the ruling planet of Aquarius, which is huge. Jupiter's in that now. There's so much possibilities and miracles, like things that just you would never, ever believe. If anybody told you, you'd be like, that's never happening. Bam, there it is. So just remember that. But that doesn't hurt anything, right? So let's see who the highlighted connection is. And you have Cancer. Okay, it was next to Gemini, but it's full tilt onto Cancer. So that could say a lot of things. It could definitely say that you have this watery energy really affecting you. You may have water in your personal chart. It feels as though you're going to be in connection in some way, shape, or form. You already know, family-wise, friendship-wise, definitely relationship-wise. If not Sun, it could be Moon, Rising, or Venus, or basically any placement with Cancer that's going to be an important part of your life and your transformation. And it is a water sign like Scorpio. So, and also Cancer is ruled by the moon, so there's a lot of insight and intuition, which, by the way, Libra, you have great intuition. And I know you know that, and right now, and even going through November, the intuition is spot on, and it's very, very quick and fast, and it's, as I say, the veil is thinner from the other side, and that's always happened in the latter part of October, going into Scorpio season, and I love that. I relish it and I utilize it to the best of my ability. I would recommend that you do as well, but there's something telling me that that energy is very strong around you, within you. Listening to your gut. Listening is key, I would say. Cancers are also cardinals, so there's the connection that's really beautiful and harmonizing, and the sensitivity. That air signs like yourself, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius are known for being detached from our emotions. I agree to that to a certain extent, and it's not even like I try to let it be like that. I too am a Libra with about 4 planets in Libra. It's like we just need to detach it for a time being while we're focused, while we're using our brains, which is how we equate everything in our life to making sense and weighing things out and understanding different perspective. It's through our mind versus the heart center of, all water signs, certainly Cancer. They love family, they love home, they dedicate themselves to those they care about first and foremost. I feel like I do that too, but then I do have that Pisces rising, so that might be what kind of softens my separation, if you will, of my emotions. But to be around that or have that energy, it just kind of really brings it back into your awareness, which is always a beautiful thing, especially during Scorpio season. I just feel like there's an emotional fulfillment, and it feels really warm and loving and cozy, and there's expressiveness about it. Things will be said that maybe needed to be and haven't been, and it takes you to places that you've wanted to be and love to be, Libra. And so let us read the 4 major categories for you, because I'm excited. And let me tell you, the readings so far have been so incredibly powerful and beautiful and very transformational and different. In October, so many repeated cards were there. It was quite phenomenal. It doesn't surprise me during retrograde, though. Repeat, redo, retro, just reminding and reversing things and just kind of going back for a little bit before we go forward. Well, this is the month of forward action. Trust me, and with all the planets that went station direct as well. Got to grab it when you can, you got to know that feeling and really sit with that. And that's another thing, is allowing your time to be still and get answers and receive them through dreams or music or people or circumstances. And just really watching the signs is really important, is what I'm feeling. So the overall energy is what the first category is, forgive me. And it is in regards to, I'm going to use this. It fell. I don't usually necessarily go for shooters, but what the heck? And the overall energy for the relationship, for all of the things mentioned for you in this highlighted, and for every one of your relationships, Libra, is the Death card, okay? And I mean, no, there's no fear whatsoever about the Death card. The Death card represents Scorpio. So there you are in tune, because you're very much using your gifts, your higher power, your intuition, your guidance, that's always there for us. You're really feeling that, and you're loving it and appreciating it. And it's about death and rebirth. And yes, a lot of times it is about actual death. It's not, there's no percentage of how much I can say. I know in my life, I had my sister pass away, 2 years ago on the 14th of October, a brother 2 years before that, an uncle this August. I mean, we all have that. That is not to be dismissed or excluded with the Death card, but that's not, to me, ever the primary, message for it. What it really means, as with the scorpionic energy we're in so very clearly and deeply right now, and we'll continue to for most of November, is just this need to transform and to rethink and to revise and to reestablish, in so many different ways in our life. And it's beautiful, and it feels right. It feels like there's an ease to it. It feels like, can I just share with you? For my birthday, I got some things that were really cool. And one was an envelope, and I opened it up, and it was a card that was pulled, and it wasn't looked at, apparently. And look what I got. And my birthday was last month, in October. So yeah, new changes are coming, like it or not. And yeah, this is one of them, okay? But it's also when I have the time now, which I didn't ask for, as far as I know, but it's allowing me the time to really think about, okay, I'm going to go back. That's not that serious, but there's other things that it's making me realize. So maybe you're in that realm. So it's just a coincidence that as a Libra, this is huge, okay? These transformational energies, and then Taurus is no joke either, and that's definitely Venus ruled like yourself, and it does equate to money and practical things and security and all that we all want in this world. Three-dimensional, some to different degrees, but it's an essential part of living. I feel really beautiful about that. And I think that there's changes within a relationship. It doesn't mean it has to end. It could. Like I said, if it does, it's absolutely for the better. And you know that, and you're willing to accept that now, because you go back and forth and try to figure out all angles, and we know how we are, right? And then when we really get to that point of understanding and making that choice, we realize it's the best, and then it's done, okay? So that's where you're at, and that has to do with the overall energy going into November. And so let's see what the possible blessings and obstacles are as the second category and the narrative continues. Now, I always suggest that you watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, though, for all the more information and messages that come through, because sometimes you resonate way more with that. And you may not know who this Cancer is, but it could very well be, like I said, just that energy or somebody coming through with that new moon. I feel a lot of the viewers right now are interested in romance. Can I raise my hand to that? Who knew I would be feeling that way? It has not been that way, but I'm just sharing with you. I'm open to it. What the heck? I know what I would like, though. You know, that's a big part of it. I'm not going to kid myself there at this point in my life, but I say yes. That's all I'm saying. And I have some ideas, but I don't want to put too many particulars on there because, you know, I don't want to lessen my ability and the possibilities, I should say. So the second category is possible blessings or obstacles for you, Libra. Oh, Ace of Cups. I mean, this is that new, fresh, beautiful, creative fulfillment. It's love, it's passion, it's sensuality. The universe is saying, here you go. Here you go. What do you want to do with this magnificent opportunity, fulfillment of your things that matter the most, your passion, your drives, your desires? There you go, boy. Because you were able to realize this has to stop for this to occur, which is exactly what it's like. You know, the cycle is the parts of life, you know, it's just what it is. And that's exactly what happens when you allow that and you don't fight it. And you look at it as a wonderful, you know, idea of great possibilities for yourself. That's the whole thing, is how are you perceiving it? How do you feel about it? Because feeling creates your reality, boy, on all spectrums of the scale, I'll tell you. But I love that. So yeah, it just kind of confirms what I said, and the fact that there are a definite amount of you out there, percentage that, not so much the case with all of my love connection readings. It's catering to romance for a lot of you. So I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for me, if that should be the case. We'll wait and see on that. I'll share what I can with you. But anyway, the third category is always that of finances. So something having to do with perhaps the Cancer, once again, the energy of, you know, being very careful, shrewd, capable, you know, allowing and opening that channel of, you know, receiving and giving is important. The reciprocation is mandatory for Libras. There has to be that give and take. I mean, God knows it doesn't always work that way, but when you sense and realize it's not doing that, you know that's not going to work. It will not work, and it certainly won't work with the law of attraction. So that's where you're going to put a death to certain that will definitely cater to that. Fairness is essential and needed in life in general, but there's another one that drops. So here we go with your third category of finances, which also happens to be your wealth, right? So it doesn't have to be money, but of course, a lot of times it does cater to that. You got the major arcana of the death card. So strength card. So your first card is the major arcana of death. And now you have the strength card, which is Leo, represents Leo, you know, the courage, the power. Sometimes it's amazing how we don't realize how strong we really are. And then we go through these times in our life that take pretty much everything that we could possibly muster, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually, and we get through it. For last year. Here we are, you know. And I knew and believed every moment of every day that would be the case. And it's still being worked through and it's still happening, but we're doing it. And to recognize that alone just fills my heart so much with appreciation and gratitude. So I feel like maybe there's a lot of real gratitude coming through for you as well, Libras. But the strength is letting you know that even with, you know, unexpected events, we always can heal. We always can get back up again. We have to believe that. We want to achieve that. And nobody wants to be bogged down or, limited, right? So you're just thinking, okay, I'll play the game and I will be calmer and I will heal and I will go back stronger than ever. And I will create that money. It'll still be coming in and I'll still have the clients coming in because they're loyal and loving and I've been there for them and it's reciprocated. And it's beautiful. Don't ever underestimate your strength, okay? And just believe with everything you are that you will persevere and you will get back on track. And I'm not saying it has to happen immediately, but that fiery energy of Leo, yeah, it's powerful. It's all the courage you need and the pride and the ego and the momentum and the spirit. So, and passion, for heaven's sake. So there's a lot of passion going on, like I said. Whew. And I think of it right now with my friends. I love my friends. I love my kids, of course, my family. And so there's all of that involved. If it isn't romance, but it's really coming to the fore for you. And then the final category is surprises and wishes, which is, beautiful because surprises can come in all sorts of forms, right? And sometimes we don't necessarily ask for them, but they're there. And Uranus is a huge component in this month and will continue to be because we're going to have Saturn in Uranus all of next year, in Aquarius, excuse me. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is the unpredictable, independent disturber. That's just like, wham, and I'm nowhere, like, whoa, how did I get that job offer? How did that person ask me out? I mean, it's wonderful. And don't ever take it in that way. I'm just saying, of course you know why they do. Of course you know why you got the job. Because you deserve it. You've created this, right? You've allowed this in. It's the allowance that makes so much difference. But yeah, Uranus is really a big, big part of our lives and will be. And then, of course, it does have to do with, it's in the sign of Taurus, and that is the first eclipse. Second half of the month on the 19th. So yeah, we'll get to that, like I said, later. But surprises and wishes. What have you drummed up and stirred up for yourself? Oh my God. Wow. The star. The star. Making absolutely sure. Because I love this deck. This is the Gilded Tarot, if I didn't mention it. Oh. It's one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. The star, the dreams, the desires, the will, the manifestation, the Aquarian energy, which is very comparable and compatible with you because it's your fellow air. And we have Jupiter in there. And Jupiter went station forward, luckily, when Mercury stationed forward on the 18th of October. So it's just building and building. And it'll be there through the 28th of December, when it then goes into Pisces, which isn't a slouch for you. It's a gorgeous energy for you too. Once again, will be discussed. Wow, you're not letting go. You're not going to let go. And that fixed aspect of Aquarius as well, along with the Scorpio fixed energy this month and the Taurus energy of the eclipse in fixed. It's a lot of fixed energy. It's a lot of will and determination. Nothing's going to change your, modum operandus when you have this desire, because you know it's for the betterment of everybody involved. And that's all you really ever want, really. That's what you want to ask for in your prayers and when you have intentions, that it's for the highest good of everybody involved. Another major arcana. So I'm kind of just in awe and loving this reading so much. Obviously for personal reasons too, but because it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot of the possibilities and the challenges and the changes. Like I said challenges, but that's actually already occurred for a lot of Libras. And, like everything, up and down, over and out. It's like whenever there's something really rough, it's only going to get better. And if it's really, really good, it doesn't mean it's going to get horrible or something, but you can't be up here forever. It's just part of life and it's all good. You just prepare for that and you kind of set aside certain things or monetary, stuff when you may hurt yourself for a couple of weeks because you don't know from one day from the next. Absolutely beautiful. Let me go on to your oracles, Libra, because I love the oracle messages a lot. I just think they're incredibly Well, they're worded so beautifully, and they're there to just always inspire us and lift us and just share love and wisdom and, you know, possibilities. The possibilities that are always just, they're endless, you know. And so you have this, I have this beautiful animal medicine card deck. And yeah, it's about the spirit animals and how they really are hugely a part of our life, and they can guide us, and, you know, they're our soulmates, and they just have so much wisdom. And you have the beaver. I don't remember what these are. I've had this deck for, I want to say a year, but I've pulled it out because I do intermittently. I just switch off with all the decks. But I automatically feel like it's just this busy, you know, they build dams, they keep themselves busy. That's the cardinal aspect of you, Libra. Even when you're at home and you're just making sure that everything is kind of looking good and everything's in place. Not everybody, I mean, it depends on other placements, but most of the time you want to be in a surrounding that feels good and looks good, and you don't want to necessarily have clutter or disarray. I think that's really true for a lot of Libras. But let's read what it says specifically, okay? And the words that are, you know, attached to it that are important. So it says for the beaver, and I'm not getting any repeats on the animal cards either. So this is very much about the independence of our own true desires and wants and destinies at this point, with the help of, you know, the universe. Oops. All right, the words associated are home. So apparently there's some decent things happening in the home, and I did want to mention it, but I will tell you that something in Libra, because I you know, watch my astrology, is predominant in the 4th house. I'm trying to decide if it was for you the Taurus energy. I believe it is. I know that the 8th house represents Scorpio, and that, like I said, is about sex and love and life and death and transformation and inheritance and other people's money and romance and all that stuff. Home innovation builder. Yes, of course, you're building. You're wanting to continue to, you know, add to whatever it is you have, or something even better. You're not happy just sitting on your laurels and thinking things are just going to happen. That's not who you are, Libra. At home, busy beaver can relax, sleeping over a flowing river protected in a cozy room. Built with innovation and determination, Beaver's home is complete with fake-out entrances to fool uninvited guests, dams for catching fish, and cuddle nest. Beaver has skilled land hands, webbed river feet, a tail to pat the earth, and strong, sharp front teeth to cut down trees to then drag to the water. I'm telling you, they're busy little they are crazy, busy, wonderful, intelligent, and clever, right? Is that in there? Well, anyway, drawing the beaver card suggests it is time to tap into all the varied skills you have acquired thus far in life and put them in good use. And love and absorption like beaver, with love and absorption like beaver, who blinks with happiness, attending to the variation of life's needs. Do you feel yourself in that? Are you feeling that energy? Are you resonating? Because I think it makes sense. I really do. And, you know, you can be anything you want. You can decide to start this, do that. I love this for you. I am going to pull one card. I also added this for the first time. It's a brand new deck, and it's about the phases of the moon. And with the powerful energies of the new moon and then the full moon, you know, eclipse that's starting the series, is just, it's a lot, and it's beautiful, and it's something that I really want you to grab hold of and just really immerse yourself in it, because it's going to be really beautiful in so many ways, and you're going to be a different person 4 to 6 months from now. It's just going to be like, this initiated it this month. And so your specific message is, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Well, now, may I just say, if you followed me at all, I'm a Sagittarius lover. I love Sagittarius people, and they've been in my life my whole life, and I didn't plan it. It's just an instant, beautiful rapport, which makes sense because air and fire elements together work extremely well, and they build each other, and it's the bellow that, you know, air pushes the fire and it just like it builds, and you can do so many things, and it's exciting and it's fun and it's changeable, and it's, you know, the mutable aspect of and positive aspect of Sagittarius. You want to be around that, and you want to give and love and nurture and add to that. And it's truth seeking and looking at the bigger picture. And right on this beautiful, beautiful moon, you got the arrow that represents Sagittarius, because right now the Venus is in their sign, which is very compatible with you. So there might be a Sagittarius in a lot of Libra's lives, but there might be an association with something even more important, like a job opportunity, maybe a family member in some way you will be partnering with. It's kind of one of my wishes, but can't really go into that too deeply. Yeah, full moon in Sagittarius, boy. And we're going into Sagittarius season next, so it's pending and it's coming up, and those energies are there. And it's positive, and it's like you could imagine just pretty much anything, because, you know, you believe it and you put forth that star energy, and it's happening, okay? And you never think anything other than that. So just letting you know, I'm not exactly sure, but I want to say that by certainly December we'll have that new full moon. If not the new one, I can't exactly say right now, I apologize, but we each get a full and a new moon each sign, and we're approaching that. But I don't remember if it's the latter, it can't be the latter part of November, so it's definitely going to be December. Something to consider, okay, by year's end, that has very, very strong influence on you with the Sagittarius energy, which is very, very, very positive energy for you. So that's excellent as well. I like how the beaver was written in pink, and the moon is pink, because there's the synchronicities and colors and, you know, energy as well. And we're finishing with your last oracle, which is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. And if you have not had a chance to like and join and subscribe or follow me, I would love that. I love everybody that joins and supports me in that way. It's free. You know, eventually I want to do readings for everybody, and if you're interested, you can always, you know, comment and I can give you information on that. It's still about the technology end of things, but it's really not that complex, and it might be the time to really just get that together. What do you think? Make that start happening too, because I do them in real life. I offer them at my business where I work as a massage therapist too, but it would be nice to incorporate that. I think it would be it's important for me. So if you're interested, like I said, drop a line, comment, like, share. Anything you'd like to do on my behalf would be greatly appreciated always. But come and watch either way, because I'm here for you. So your final message, as I said, is this all about creating the life we want, dreaming the dreams we want, changing in order to create the new, right? Because that happens. And sometimes, you know, it's just time. It's just the way life is. And I understand that more than ever. So your message is, I release time and let the universe show me what to do. Oh, because if you have that vulnerability and that ability to surrender, look at the stars, look at the green for your heart and the passion you have. You care a lot about people, Libra. You really do. And yes, it'd be great if all of that were, you know, even and fair and all that, but that's not really important in the end. What's important is you're doing it out of genuine authenticity because you love, and guess what? It will come back. It does come back, and I feel like it's definitely, this reading is really pertaining to that. It's interesting, the strength kind of looks like this woman here, you know, with her hair back and just like, I got this. I believe, I trust in the process. I've got this. I say it, you know, use this as a mantra or, you know, an affirmation. Just say it over and over and over and over and know it. Know it with every cell of your body, okay? And you will create this. You're putting out that, and that's what will come back. So, whew, that's gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my favorite readings, thankfully, right? But even the ones that have challenging messages to me are extremely important, because they're a heads up and they're just allowing us to understand that and then work with it how we choose as well. But thank you so much. I'm going to continue on to finish up the readings and take extremely good care. Happy Halloween, because I'm reading, you know, these just at the very end. And yeah, hope to see you for your mid-month reading. Take good care. Until then, bye for now, Libras.